Welcome back to the Steel Mountain Moto Garage. Thank you for joining us here today. We are super excited. And why is that, Marcus?
We are getting spring. It is finally here. The clock's just rolled forward and the cold weather is getting out of here. But when it's here, you can't just get on the bike and ride right away.
Absolutely not. So we got to check, inspect, look things over, make sure our riding season is going to be safe and sound, and then our machine is going to last us. We want to make sure that we check everything over. We want to make sure that we're not spending thousands of dollars in repairs later on down the road, and we're not going to have our bike down for the season. So pay attention to number 4 and 5. Those are the most common things that everybody forgets about, but super important for you to check. So let's get into it. Let's get checking. Let's ride. So first things first, whenever we move our bike in the spring, tire pressures, let's get them checked and set. So traditionally with these touring models, we're gonna be at 36 in the front and 40 in the rear.
All right, so both tires are checked on both bikes. Now, if you watched our winterization video, putting your bikes away, we told you to put them away nice and clean. We are guilty of not doing that. We rode it to the very last second. So we need to get our bikes nice and clean to be able to do a proper inspection. And it also helps out because we need to get our bikes nice and hot for the oil so we can do a fresh oil change to start the season.
So, bikes are clean, oil is warmed up on our little trip to the car wash. Get the bikes up on the lift, and let's get the oil changed.
So there's a few benefits to washing your bike before the season actually starts. It gets rid of all the winter dust, the filth, the grime, and it allows you to inspect all of your components. You might find things like leaks, damage, or just things that are missing. For example, I was missing a couple of exhaust bolts.
There's always that age-old question, when do we do our oil and filter change? Do we do it when we put the bike away in the fall, or do we do it when we bring the bike out in the spring? For us, we like to get fresh oil into the bike to start our new season off right. So we got the engine warmed up with our little rip to the car wash and back, gets all the contaminants out of the engine, gets them down into our oil pan. We're gonna get this drained out, and we'll be fresh for the season. Okay, so a lot of times guys are just going to do an oil and filter and they'll stick to the regular service intervals. Every time we do our oil and filter change, we do like to do all 3 holes. So that is going to be your engine crankcase, your transmission, and your primary. We do all those every time. Another little tidbit is you'll see that the plug for a CVO ST is going to be a little bit different. So on your M8, this is a composite oil pan on the bottom, so the plugs are a little bit different. They're not just your regular bolts. So that's what it looks like. It's a quarter turn and it'll pop out. So you've got one for the engine, you have one for the transmission. Okay, so the last of our 3 holes is going to be our 5/8 bolt down here at the bottom of our primary. So one additional thing that you should adjust every once in a while, and I did it after 2 years, is our clutch. So we have our adjustable clutch on these new M8s, so you want to make sure you take a look at that. We have a video we posted earlier, it's down below. Click on it, have a look, adjust your clutch as well. Okay, so in your oil change kit, you're going to get your little seals and gaskets. Make sure you replace each one of those. You also have your derby cover gasket, but the seal I'm talking about here on your 5/8 bolt is that little guy right around there. Make sure you replace it. You don't want to be sitting on the side of the road with a leaky bike. Over the years in the Steel Mountain Moto Garage, we have little tiny tools like this that make our life a little bit easier. So this little primary funnel, we also have a funnel here that allows oil from our oil filter to come down into the pan. We also have this little guy, our oil filter wrench with a cutout, allows us to get our oil filter off. So if you want, you can get tools like this. Hit up our Amazon affiliate link down below, helps us out a little bit, and allows you to have little tools like this. But if you don't need this, I'm going to show you a quick little trick. Okay, so if you don't have this little funnel, a little trick here we can show you is you take your oil. We need to put about 1 liter in here. We want it right to the top of our primary. But you put it here against your bolt, and it'll run in. You'll see it just runs into where we need it.
All right, now for number 4, the one we've all been waiting for. It is something that almost every rider forgets to check at the beginning of the season, especially Harley riders, because we've got belts. So with belts, you want to check and inspect the entire thing. You want to raise your bike off the ground and you want to rotate it. You want to see if there's any nubs missing, if there's any cracks, any damage, anything that just really shouldn't be there. Once that's good, you want to get this new handy dandy tool. This is called a belt deflection tool. What a belt deflection tool does is it measures the amount of flex in the belt. So if you look down here at the bottom, Harley engineers were kind enough to provide us with all these measurements, which are each an eighth. So with that, you want to take this tool and measure exactly 10 pounds of force. Once you're at 10 pounds of force, you can see that it measures 3/8. And our spec is between 3/8 and 9/16. So that means we're ready to rock and roll and get on to the very last thing.
Okay, the very last thing, and the one thing that nobody ever checks, and you should check it, your brake fluid is very important. It gets your stopping power of your bike throughout the season. So most specs for .4.5 fluid is 2 years, regardless of mileage. Your brake fluid is what's called a hydroscopic fluid. It pulls moisture out of the air. So we're gonna go into our master cylinder here. Make sure you cover up all of your painted components because brake fluid eats paint, okay? We're gonna open this guy up and we're gonna show you how to do a check. So you want to take a look at the coloration of your brake fluid. So we want to take a look at our reservoir to make sure that it's kind of a clear amber. It doesn't have any cloudiness, it's not dark, and there's no contaminants. This looks fantastic. So the other part that I mentioned earlier is the fact that our brake fluid absorbs water. So again, in our affiliate link, you can jump online and get yourself a brake tester fluid tool. So what this does, the 2 prongs go in here and it's going to measure to see if this is good. You'll see we got the all okay on our fluid. We're good to go. Now, on these new M8s, you do need to know if you do brake fluid at home, you're going to have your ABS system flushed by Harley-Davidson. Okay, so that's it. If you've made it this far in the video, we'd love it if you smash that subscribe button. It really helps us and lets us know that you appreciate what we do here in the Steel Mountain Moto Garage. But that is our 5 things to make sure that you are spring weather ready and your bike is gonna be fantastic when you get it out on the road.
Absolutely, that's 5 things that we do and 5 things that you should do to make sure your bike's in tip-top shape so you can keep crushing miles.
That's it. So I guess we're done. Let's button this thing up and get into the house.
No, we're not done yet. We got one more bike to do.
That's always the way here in the Steel Mountain Moto Garage. Always one more bike to do.
Absolutely. But if you like how we do things and you want to see how we do things, you can check out these other how-to videos right here.
Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.